Today I'll be showing you my 10 favorite Disney pins in my pin collection as of today. This is a super fun video collab hosted by Sarah's Disney Magic. I have a link to her channel and all the other channels that are participating in this collab down in the description, so be sure to check them out and see what 10 pins they chose from their pin collection. So last year's video was our top 5 pins, but this year Sarah bumped it up to 10, which is great. As an extra little challenge for myself, I'm not going to choose any of the same pins that I chose last year, so I need to come up with 10 new pins. So I went through all the pins that I have and found 14 of them that kind of stood out to me. And some of them have been in and out of the top 10 for the last month, but today was the day I had to make the tough decision and boot 4 of them out. So I did that and I'm down to 10 pins. And out of these 10 pins, I've only shown 2 of them on this channel before. So these are going to be new to you. So let's get right to it and take a look at the pins. All right, so the first one that I have here is the Our Transformation Story pin series, and this is the Maleficent one. This was a monthly pin series in 2022, and this was the pin for March. This is a limited edition of 2750, and this series was just awesome. I still have to show, I have the whole collection. I still have to do a video on the entire collection. But all the pins are pin on pin, and they all have an element that sticks off of either the side or the top of the pin. And we have our main villain and what they transform into. And just this one was really cool with the fire behind Maleficent, and then in the background you have the dragon. You can see the pin on pin part there. 2 pin posts, which is always good, and then you can see the limited edition 2750. This was a very cool monthly pin series. So next we have the Disneyland Paris Pirates of the Caribbean pin. This is the annual pass holder pin, and I showed this one in my Disneyland Paris video. So you get the backer card. Has the coin there. This was just a really cool pin. I love all the details. So you got the part of the castle there, the flag, in the background you got a pirate's wheel, and got some swords over here. So much little detail going on in the background, and it's pin on pin, so the front, the Pirates of the Caribbean part is raised up. Very, very nice pin. Love this one. And this one's actually an open edition. It's just an annual pass holder pin. So this, I think, is the only open edition in this my 10 favorite pins here. So now we have a fantasy pin. This is a Mulan pin from Cherry Tree Lane collection. This is super cool. I just love the design of this one. The background is all a blue glitter, and then the sword is kind of splitting the difference between Mulan and Ping. We have Mushu wrapped around in the background with a bunch of the flowers here. Super cool design. And then this one is a limited edition 50. See that? 2 pin posts, which is always nice. You got the sword sticking up the top there. We also have, it's inside a kind of a Mickey-shaped head. So the whole thing is a big hidden Mickey. Yeah, love this one. He's got so many pins on the website, on Etsy. I can put a link in the description. Tons and tons and tons of fantasy pins. Very nice. Now we have one of the Walk in Walt's Footsteps pins. So this was a series from last year, and I really liked this camera series. They had 7 different pin designs for this camera series, and I got this one, which is the Tiki Room one. So these are limited edition 1500, and I like this one. Not so much for what it looks like right here. It just looks like an old camera, but it's kind of cool because it's got 2 little windows here, so you can see inside and you can see Walt in there, and it's got the little camera dials here. But on the inside, so it pops up and you can see this is the picture we're looking at. So Walt in the Tiki Room, but you can flip that around, and then now we have the Barker bird, and then you can push that one back down, and then now you're looking at a picture of the Barker bird. So it's kind of a cool design. It's really, really thick, super thick pen. Very nice design. It's like a little clever design. It's not so much that I love the pen itself when it's just sitting on a pen board, but I just really like how you got this little piece here that can turn, and then you push it back down, and now it's back to Walt. Very cool. And it's got a little hidden Mickey up there on the top. So next we have this Olaf pen. This is celebrating the 10th anniversary of Frozen. And this is a pen from Disney Studio Store Hollywood. And I don't get a lot of pens from there, so that's what makes this one pretty cool and on my list. So we can take a look here. So this one has Olaf, and the background is like a sandblasted background, and then it has this big gold frame around it, and then in the spots, different spots on the frame, it has little snowflakes, which is super cool. Just love this pen. And usually I don't get pens from Disney Studio Store Hollywood because most of the time if they do sell pens online, they're for California residents only. So I just don't get them very often, but I got this one from Anyone Can Pen on Instagram. You can see the little ice cream cone there because they also called, this is the Ghirardelli soda fountain inside that store. So all these pens will have the little ice cream on the back. And limited edition 400. Very cool pen. So next up is this Moana Fantasy pen. And this is from Da Vinci Fantasy Pens. And this one has Moana down here, and Hua and Heihei, and then Maui kind of taking up the whole background. And this Timeless series has this this border with these circles that are filled with different colors. Super nice look to it. And this is a very thick pen. Look how thick that is. Super nice pens from Da Vinci Fantasy Pens. And then right here it says Timeless, that's the series. I believe the 11 there means that it's the 11th pen in this series. And then the 10 down here, the one that's kind of stamped on, means that this is the 10th one out of the 75. This is an LE75. Super nice pens. 2 pen posts, which I would hope so because this is a big pen. Yeah, huge pen, super nice. And on the Da Vinci Fantasy Pens website, there's still a ton of the Timeless series available. Lots of cool characters in this series. So now we have this Artland Kronk pen. This is super nice. I don't have many Artland pens, but this is one that I picked up. And on the back, you can see that it is a limited edition of 150. These are super nice pens, super thick. Look at how thick this is. Super thick pens, but we have Kronk right here, which is, a simple picture of Kronk, but boy, the rest, look at the background. It's like a sandblasted background with tons of detail back there. Almost looks like it's a kind of 3D, like it's just sitting back here and kind of, when you move the pen, it moves or something. That's what it kind of looks like. And then you have the border, the frame around the pen has all that detail there. Just a super cool design and super thick pen. And this one actually has 3 pen posts. 1, 2, and 3. And you can see here that it's officially licensed pen from Artland. And so it's a limited edition of 150, and mine, you can see right there on the little stamp, it says 95 out of 150. Very nice pen. All right, so Maleficent had to make a second appearance on this list. So this is a Disney Villains pen, and it is a huge one. And this is the Bewitched pen from Pinnapalooza. This is a limited edition 300, but look at this thing. This is so cool. So we have Maleficent standing here in the front, and she's in front of a glitter-filled green fire. And then the background has a very shiny Maleficent dragon, and then there's even another background that has the castle back there. So it's like a pen on pen on pen. Very nice, very, very tall pen, very big pen. So you can see the different pen on pens there. Super nice. Kind of hard to see the dragon because of the reflections in here. It's super shiny. But very nice pin from Pinnapalooza. And this one, it's also an official pin, official Disney pin. And this one, I like it when they always show this. So a lot of the pins do this, where it shows you what number you have. So this is, what, 130, is that say 139 or 138 out of 300. Very cool pin. 2 pin posts, of course. So now we have another Da Vinci Fantasy Pin one, and this is the Together series. Love this series too. And this one I bought from the website, and it came with the backer card, but it wasn't on the backer card. So that's kind of cool. So you have a backer card with no holes. Very nice. And this is Anna and Elsa, and I just love the details in this one. It reminds me of the Profile pin series that were the WDI pins that you can find now, but they're like over $200. So that's what this one reminds me of. So we have Anna and Elsa, and I love how Anna has her fingers coming out of the frame. Elsa's clothes are all filled with glitter right there, and this also has a like a sandblasted background with a kind of a clear coat on top. Very nice, very shiny. Don't know how much we can actually see here in the camera. And the detail is just awesome. I don't know if you can see the freckles, but you have the freckles on both of their faces. When I first got this, I'm like, what are these smudges? But then you get in close and you can see there's actually freckles on their face. Super awesome pin. I love this one. And they have a lot more of these too, with Belle and Beast, Wally and Eve, Figment and Dreamfinder. So you can get a lot of these on Da Vinci Fantasy Pins website. And again, super thick pin. And this is the Together series, limited edition 75. So this is the 6th one in this series. And my pin is 31st pin out of the 75. Super nice. And the last one here is this Rapunzel pin. And this one is an Artland pen, and this one's titled I See the Light. It is an LE 200, and this one is awesome. So you can take it off of here. And this one has 3 pin posts on the back, which is awesome because she's kind of sticking way out on the side. But we have the scene in the boat when they sing the song, I See the Light. And we have Flynn Rider back there. And then Rapunzel is reaching for one of the lanterns, and her dress is filled with glitter, and Pascal is right there on top of the boat. And the other cool thing is the water is see-through, so it's a stained glass element. So if we get a white piece of paper here, you can see that it shows up through that. Very cool. It's like a nice little added element having a little stained glass part to it. Super nice pen, and this one is also really thick, like all Artland pins are. And we can see on the back that I have the 33rd made out of the 200. Super nice pen. You can see the see-through part there, the water. Yeah, I love this pen. This is great. So those were my current favorite Disney pins in my collection. Let me know down in the comments which one was your favorite out of all the ones I showed you here. I enjoyed doing this yearly video because it kind of forces me to look at all my pins. I know that might sound kind of weird, but with so many pins out there to collect, a lot of times I find the pin, I get them home, and then they just go in a box down here waiting for a video or something, I don't know. So this video kind of forces me to look at all my pins, and I end up finding pins that I forgot I even have. So what I really need to do is take all these favorite pins of mine and get them up on pin boards, either back here or somewhere, just so I can see them every day and actually enjoy my favorite pins. So we'll see if this is the year that I can actually get to that and reorganize some stuff. So hopefully I can. So be sure to look down in the description and go to all the other channels participating in this collab. I'm very curious to see all the favorite pins that other people have chosen from their collection. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.